every time Freddie Roach watches Keith Thurman's last fight, he is less impressed with Pacquiao's upcoming opponent. It wasn't just that Josecito Lopez almost upset Thurman when he hurt the heavily favored fighter in the 7th round, but Pacquiao's trainer considered it to be a poor performance overall. What up, fight fans? Boxing family, this your boy Get a Mic. This Gym Boxing, man. Y'all come on in the live stream, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. What up, man? Who we got up in the building? Mike Finelli, what's going on with it? Raul, what's happening? Renee Box Young, much love to you. Yeah, man, we up in the building, man. We're going to get it popping in a little bit, man. If y'all in the stream, go ahead and hit that city, state, zip for your boy real quick. Let me know where you from, man. We about to get this thing started, man. I've been working all day, man. Been working all day. Had to clean up the water damage. I don't know what's going on, man, but we got it popping, man. Really appreciate y'all for coming in, man. I just want to talk a little bit about Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and how I feel like both of these fighters, man, they have something in common, man. They both cherry picked each other in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a good fight, though, man. It's coming up July 20th. We already know what time it is, man. But obviously we know what happened after Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Okay. Manny Pacquiao jumps his ass up in the ring. It was very professional. It wasn't nothing too much going on with it. He stepped up in the ring, and next thing you know, he's putting a poll on Twitter saying that who y'all want me to fight next, and Errol Spence was nowhere on it, man. So they went ahead and moved on to the Keith Thurman fight, and what Manny Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach is saying is more confirming that the reason why they taking this fight with Keith Thurman, rather than the Errol Spence fight, is because they saw something that they thought they can exploit. They saw some vulnerabilities in Keith Thurman, man. So now, why not make that fight? And we already know that Keith Thurman is cherry picked. We already know Keith Thurman has ducked a whole lot of work and to make that Pacquiao fight, man. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. We got a whole bunch of other stuff going on too, man. But I'm just gonna kind of wing it here in this live stream, bro. I didn't get a chance to put no content up. So, but Manny Pacquiao, okay, like I said, one of my favorite fighters of all time, man. I really enjoy him watching him fight. But he's old now. We know he's old, and rather than pick a guy like Errol Spence Jr., somebody who, the opportunity was there. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely there, right in the palm of his hand, man. And he decided to go ahead and take a different turn. So this is gonna be a good fight. It's gonna definitely be a good fight. I'm gonna talk about some of the ins and outs, for this fight, probably today's live stream and as it gets closer to the fight. But the fact that Keith Thurman was out for 2 years, nursing injuries, gained a whole bunch of weight, just haven't been looking like himself, haven't been talking like his old self, man. I think Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach, the whole team, they said, you know what? Out of all the young, hungry lions, I think this is the one we can get right here, man. So they went ahead, make that fight happen. And a lot of it has to do with, I think, stamina. You know what I'm saying? What he said, this is what Freddie Roach said. He says, I thought I was watching a 4-round fighter. He says, he was terrible. He says he didn't do well at all. But if you look at each of his last 3 fights, he faded in each one. I'm not sure if it's the biceps injury or whatever. He said, or whatever they're crying about, but he didn't look good in his last 3 fights. And that's what Freddie Roach is saying. So it seems like they see something that they can do. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they see something they can do, and I think, to be totally honest with you, I think Manny Pacquiao has a real good chance at beating Keith Thurman. I know he's younger, he's stronger, but I think Manny Pacquiao has a good shot. You know what I'm saying? Renee Box says, I got one time taking Pac-Man out. True. He says, Thurman been wanted top guys, though Pac is showing face in the last fight. What did he say? Oh, in the last of an era. Yeah, when it comes down to what Keith Thurman has been wanting, Keith Thurman has been, he's been calling out Floyd and calling out Pacquiao and, trying to get the two big money fights. And, I understand what he's trying to do. And, I'm not dismissing that. But what I'm saying is the fact that Manny Pacquiao is old, he's 41 years old. He didn't even look that good in the fight versus Adrian Broner. So I think Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao are both doing the same exact thing to each other. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Manny Pacquiao sees that Thurman didn't look too good after the injury, which I don't think Thurman is going to look the same in this fight. I think it's going to be a total different Keith Thurman. But and Keith Thurman is thinking Manny Pacquiao is old and he didn't look that good. His feet starting to look a little bit more slow. But I've been watching Pacquiao train. And I've been watching Keith train, and I think Manny Pacquiao is doing. He's doing pretty well, man, in his training. He's turning the clock back at least what it looks like in training camp from what I can see. You know what I'm saying? So, but to be totally honest with you, man, I think it's really just all about the money anyway. I know that Keith Thurman says that he wants to cement his legacy and he wants to push Manny Pacquiao out, sort of how Manny Pacquiao pushed. How he pushed Oscar De La Hoya out and retired him. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like Keith Thurman, he's chasing these fights, because it's prize fight, but he's definitely chasing these fights for the money. He's not trying to be undisputed at 147. He's not trying to, submit his legacy and fighting, the best fighters in his era. It seems like he's looking for the money, man. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he's looking for the money. But what I'm saying though is watching Pacquiao train, watching some of his training videos. I know a lot of people say that his feet looks, his feet look slow. He lost his legs. I mean, I hear all of these things, but at the end of the day, I still think Manny Pacquiao has very, very quick feet. I think Manny Pacquiao still has very, very fast hands and still has power even at 41. So let's just say, for instance, Keith Thurman has a good camp, great camp. He comes out, he doesn't take this fight lightly. He knows it's the biggest fight of his life. I just don't know if Keith Thurman is. I don't know if he's gonna be able to last with Manny Pacquiao when it comes in the stamina department, or if he gets hit to the body. It's just a lot of questions for me, man. I'm just not too sure. I know he was out for an injury. I know it was rust, man. But if Keith Thurman do anything, and I mean anything, close to what he did versus Josecito Lopez, he is getting beat in this fight. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure the judges already gonna have Manny Pacquiao up on the cards. Okay, they're already gonna have him up on the cards. And the crowd is gonna be screaming for Pacquiao. He's the legend, all this stuff. And I just got a good feeling, man. If Keith Thurman don't come in here and put on, if he doesn't put on a very impressive performance versus Pacquiao, man, it's not gonna look too good for your boy, man. It's not. You know what I'm saying? He says, "Pack his Thurman ass out." Wait, what? Makes no sense. He says, "I don't." Renee Boss said, "I don't see Keith lasting longer in the sport anymore, though." Like, and my thing too with Keith Thurman is I don't think Keith Thurman wants to do this shit no more, bro. I don't think he want to do it no more. I think Keith Thurman, he enjoys the high life. He enjoys the riches, the money. I don't think he just want to be in there fighting and training like that no more, bro. I think he's, I don't know what happened with his injury. He done sat back, eating good restaurants and traveling the world and going overseas. I don't know if he liked to fight no more, man. So, let's just say, for instance, his head ain't in the game. And, he tries to come out and has the best training camp he can possibly have. But, boxing to me is way more mental than it is physical anyway. If his mind is just not in it, then it's going to be a tough situation for him. Will Sniff just subscribe. Appreciate you, man, if you're in the comment section. But it's going to be tough for him. You just can't. You got to want to do this thing, man. I think when it comes down to Manny Pacquiao, I think Manny Pacquiao has more. He has more of that fire, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's been fighting forever. He has a lot of confidence, and he has a lot of pride and dignity about himself, man. I think that kind of thing right there, and that's nothing against Keith Thurman, but I think, just that fighting for his people and that fighting pride that he got. I think a lot of that is what made Pacquiao so successful, and also what's going to give him, a good chance in this fight. Black, Steel, and Silver, he says, what's up, Jim? I hope one time don't win because I feel he will run with the belt again. Yeah, man, you got a good point there, bro. Much love to you. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, man. Keith Thurman, he gonna disappear. Because, he already said it in one of them interviews. He said they was talking about Keith Thurman fighting again at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? They was definitely talking about him fighting at the end of this year. And one of the things he said in the interview was that he said, "Nah, man, I'm not fighting no more this year after this Pacquiao fight. I'm about to rest, man." I'm like, wait a minute, that's not something you want to hear from a person that's about to possibly win the champion, like win another belt. I don't want to hear nothing about. I need to go and rest. You know what I'm saying? So I need to go rest after this Pacquiao fight. Like, nah, bro. He about to take that 10, 12, 15 million dollars he finna make, and you might not see Keith Thurman probably ever again until he's probably like 37, 38 years old. Then he's going to want to try to make a comeback. But Mike Finelli, he says, how many fights Pac got before retirement? If Pac don't bow out after, who's next? I think Thurman. Excited to be back. Pac is a different breed for sure, though. I think, me personally, after the Thurman fight, I think maybe Manny Pacquiao probably got like one more fight left, bro. And then I think he's going to bow out. But I wouldn't be surprised if he retired after this, though. I wouldn't be surprised. But, just from the looks of it in camp, he looks like he's enjoying himself, man. He looks like he's, in his mind, he believes he's turning the clock back. So, I don't doubt that he'll fight at least one more time after this. You know what I'm saying? It might not, he might try to go out on a decent little fight, nothing too tough, and then retire. But we'll see, man. Or he might want to go out on a knockout. He says, I personally think Keith will be sharper than the last fight, but now that I hear you, Jim, I kind of got the fight 55-45 Keith. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when it comes down to the youth, the strength, and just the fact that his fighting style is very lateral movement-ish, like he's always moving around and bouncing around. I think that's going to play in his favor in certain areas, but I think it can play against him too, because you got to think, bro, all of that bouncing around that Keith Thurman do, that stuff can take a toll on your energy, bro. He's constantly bouncing around the whole fight, bro, and then by the time round 7 get here, he's gonna be tired. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely, like I said, a younger, stronger fighter. His fighting style is tough. He definitely got power. So I would imagine, bro, this is gonna be a very good fight. I think this is gonna be one of the fights this year that we really enjoy. But at the same time, Manny Pacquiao, to me, this just to my eyes, he's no slouch in the talent department. Like I might have some questions about his fundamentals. I definitely have a lot of questions about Manny Pacquiao's fundamentals. Sometimes I don't think he go to the body enough, something that he's going to have to do in this fight. I don't think Pacquiao, some of the decisions that he make in certain fights to me is a little bit funny too. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that pride be getting to him. He just like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, sometimes he need to calm down and just try to wait till he can pick his shots. But as far as the talent area, his stamina still looks good. He still looks like he got pop. He still got speed. So, like I said, man, I think this has the potential to be a good fight. But one of the things I'm not gonna dismiss is that I know Manny Pacquiao isn't that good when it comes down to fighting runners. I understand that. But Keith Thurman, if he's gonna keep running, he's gonna have to really hit some road work in training camp if he's gonna be running the whole fight like that. Because one thing that I know is Manny Pacquiao, he has good stamina. He definitely has good stamina. I don't know I don't know. Some people, have their speculations as to why that is, but at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao, he definitely has good stamina. So if he's coming forward and throwing those wild, fast combinations, and the crowd is screaming, and Keith Thurman is running, and the judges might give it to Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I don't miss y'all comments. He says, Terrell Myers says, Thurman wins easy by knockout. What did he say? I'm sitting here missing the thing. Thurman wins easy by knockout. He's going to counterpunch him to death. Pac-Man reflex is too slow now. I mean, you got a point there, man, but I don't know, man. Like, and one of the things too, bro, is that this is one thing that I know when it comes down to Keith Thurman's fighting style. Keith Thurman is a good counterpuncher, yes. Keith Thurman has good lateral movement, yes, okay? But when you really analyze the Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, one of the things Mayweather did in that fight very well, he counter-punched effectively. He got out of the way, but he didn't really exchange with Manny Pacquiao like that. I think that's one of the things that we have to really look at. When Keith Thurman counterpunches, Keith Thurman exchanges. He's not as sharp as Mayweather to solar plex, get out of there, you know what I'm saying, move out of the way, he's bouncing around, and then he stops and throws those wild punches. So I feel like in some of those exchanges, I think Manny Pacquiao is going to be able to get off some of the stuff that he do, bro. Y'all got to remember, and I could be wrong, I've been wrong before I get it, but Manny Pacquiao, he wants to fight. Like, that's his fighting style. He wants to exchange. And if Keith Thurman can't do or duplicate exactly what Floyd Mayweather was able to do, I don't think Keith Thurman is no Mayweather, bro. I don't think he got those same kind of skills like that. Those fast twitch reflexes and moving out the way. Like, when you during the Mayweather fight, when Pacquiao unleashed those flurries of punches, bro, for that, those few times that he did it against Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao had the crowd going crazy, son. And you don't think that's going to mess with the judge's psyche? I think that's something that we got to also remember too, bro. Manny Pacquiao is going to land those combinations at some point in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? What if he does that little straight left that he do? Hit him with something and hurt him. And you know how Keith Thurman do when he start getting hurt. He's like, and he starts running and trying. What if Pacquiao get over there? He got good footwork. He'll be, you know what I'm saying, right up on him, man. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's, I'm just analyzing it from different eyes than y'all. But anyway, who we got in the comments? He says, yeah, but I don't think Pac has pop to hurt Keith. I like to think you're wrong, bro. I think Manny Pacquiao still has good power, very good power. He says, I see Pac's flurries countered by Keith. I mean, that's fine if that's the way you see it. But, I don't think Keith Thurman's counter punching is really that sharp. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a good counter puncher. But I'm saying they're not snake-like. They're not like the thing that Mayweather was able to do successful versus Manny Pacquiao is his counter punching was very, very sharp, bro. That's what sets Mayweather apart. I don't see Keith Thurman doing that. It's like Mayweather move out the way, and then he'll be here, and then he'll move out the way, and then catch him. You know what I'm saying? He'll move here. You know what I'm saying? He'll tie Pacquiao up, and then when they break it up, as soon as they break it up, he'll hit Pacquiao or something. Keith Thurman's fighting style is not like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's not. He's going to exchange in his fight. He's going to move around. He's going to try to counter punch with those wild uppercuts. When he exchanges with Pacquiao, you're going to see a good fight. Trust me, bro. Trust your boy Jim Boxing. Alright, what we got? He says, Mr. De Niro, what's happening with you, bro? Appreciate you for coming through. He says, salute, Jim. I'm going to be in Miami that weekend. Not too sure I'm going to watch that one, and I'm really not interested. Manny 40 what? He's supposed to sleep, Manny, and then hide for 2 more years. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's supposed to, but like I don't know, man. Like I like Keith Thurman. I think he's a good fighter, but I'm not really that high on Keith Thurman's ability like that. Like when it comes down to after, how can I say, post injury. You know, I mean, he looked hella good versus Josecito Lopez early in the fight. Don't get me wrong. He boxed beautifully. You know, Manny Pacquiao is, you know, he's old. I get it. You know, y'all not telling me nothing I don't already know. Mike Finelli says, "Who you got, Mike?" All right. You know, I haven't made that decision yet, bro. To be honest with you, I really haven't really made that decision. I got more film to study, more stuff to look at, man. But if I had to bet money right now, I probably would. I would probably have to bet it on Keith Thurman right now. Okay, in a very close fight. I don't think he sleeps Pacquiao. I don't see that happening. Pacquiao got a chin, in my opinion. But if I had to bet my money right now, you know, I'm going to look further into it and do predictions as the fight get closer. But I would probably say Keith Thurman probably decisions him very closely. But it's a very, in my opinion, it's kind of a little bit hard to call. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Keith's gonna sleep him," you know, but he said it sounds like you got packed, Big Jim. He says, but it's gonna be fun, no fight, no doubt. Yeah, like I mean, the reason why I'm giving y'all a lot of the things that I feel like Pacquiao do right is because, for one, I feel like a lot of people, you know, don't like Manny Pacquiao for various reasons, and then, you know, I feel like they try to, how can I say, they don't want to say good things about him sometimes. You know, I'm just the type of person that looks at the glass half full more than I look at it half empty. And when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, I see the things that people talk about. I saw that he didn't look that great versus Adrian Broner. I get it. But what I'm saying is, I like to look at all the positives. And when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, bro, I see a lot of positives even at this age. That's the point that I'm making. But that takes nothing from Keith Thurman, because I see a lot of positive Keith Thurman do too, man. So that's why I say it's a close fight. But the reason why you hear me say those things about Pacquiao and why I'm giving him a good chance to win this fight is because, you know, for one, I'm a big Pacquiao fan. So obviously I want to come and say certain things from the positive standpoint, because I hear a lot of negative. I see a lot of negative in the comment sections and stuff. So you got to look at all of it, you know. So if I was to bet money right now, it'll probably be slightly towards Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's probably going to change when they get closer to the fight. I got more stuff to look at. I want to see what they look like in these press conferences. I want to see more training footage. You know what I'm saying? I just got more stuff I want to see, man. So, but I think Pacquiao got a good chance to win this fight. For sure, for sure. But shoot, who we got fighting tomorrow? I know. Any fights tomorrow? I know, what's his face fight Sunday. I think Jermell Charlo fight. I don't think it's any big name fights on tomorrow though. ESPN got some fights on. Kieran Smith versus Michael McGirt. Yeah, it ain't nothing too serious on tomorrow, man. But you know, we got the Jermell Charlo fight on Sunday. I mean on Sunday. So. But I got a feeling hold on, let me read this comment. He says Pac is an all-time great, no doubt. I just feel like he should have retired a long time ago. I mean, that's cool, man, but like I said before, I'm not really the type of person to tell fighters when to retire, man. Like, if he feel like he can still do it, why not? He's still been on pay-per-view for the last few fights. I mean, he's still showing that he want to fight. I mean, just because he's not looking exactly like what he looked like when he was younger doesn't mean he still can't fight. Like, I was watching some George Foreman the other day. George Foreman was getting old as hell and he was still putting hands on people. So, hold on, what did he say? Mr. De Niro said, "Did you see Thurman's live on IG? He had the nerve to ask who he ducking. I got mad and turned that BS off." Keith Thurman said, "Who he ducking?" Yeah, I mean, I think I heard him say something about that too. He was like, said something about if he didn't get a. Was that him who said that? I forget who said it, but somebody said something about if the contract never got presented to me, then it's not a duck or some shit. But his duck for Errol Spence, bro, that was probably the biggest duck I've seen in a long time, boy. That boy ducked and ducked and ducked. I'm talking about every time the question came up. But I mean, maybe he's a smart dude, Maybe he's a smart dude. Maybe he knew he was gonna get that Pacquiao fight in the future and make a lot of money. I fight Errol Spence and get your guts busted up. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Get your guts busted up and miss out on that pack money. So, maybe he's just being a smart man. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a good fight, man. It's going to be a good fight. He says, looked better than Keith Thurman in his last fight. Pacquiao at least knocked out a top 10 contender. Oh, you talking about when he knocked out Lucas Matisse? He says, I heard of a tune-up fight, but Thurman need a tune-up year. Keith Thurman don't be fighting enough, man. He be bull crapping. Renee Box Young says, you definitely right, Big Jim. I don't want to see him end up like Mosley. Mosley kept fighting and got slammed by Canelo and just kept fighting a lot of underpar fighters. Yeah, I see what you mean. You got a point. He says they hated Floyd before they appreciated the master defense. Yeah, true. And when it comes to Floyd too, like I always liked it, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I always liked him. I respected him. I just felt like when I was analyzing the Floyd versus Pacquiao fight, okay, I was kind of a little bit outdated on Pacquiao's skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of still watching old film and, you know what I'm saying, and he got knocked out, but I thought he still looked pretty good versus Marquez before he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, I feel like I missed a lot of what I should have been appreciating in Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoyed Floyd's fights, you know what I'm saying, but I never really was really that big on paying attention to all of his fights like that. You know what I'm saying? I would watch him, big event here, big event there, but I would never really be like keened in on Floyd. But hey man, he beat Pacquiao fair and square. That looked like it was some pretty easy work. Pretty boring, but it was some easy work. He says, Keith Thurman, square up what's going on. He says Keith Thurman is too scared. He came up with the same excuse for Terrence Crawford that he did come up with in 2015 for Errol Spence. Yeah. Well, Keith Thurman, he has a way with words, and he's the type of person that he wants to do what he want to do regardless of what the fans, want. I mean, in a sense, you can tell he's a very intelligent dude, man, but the fact that how he ducked Errol Spence, I mean, that was a super duck. But what I think too with Keith Thurman, I think Keith Thurman, he talks so much sometimes that he reveals too much. If that makes any sense. He don't answer the questions like like nah, I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying? He talks so much that eventually you start hearing some stuff that's like, wait a minute now. Square Up says Keith Thurman gonna get knocked out. Watch Pacquiao is way more active as far as I'm concerned. He's way more sharper. He took on harder competition, even though he cherry picked Keith Thurman. Yeah, true. Renee Box Young said, "True that, Jim. I think we can all say we didn't really appreciate Floyd's craft until afterwards. That's how ahead of his game Floyd was." Yeah, and it's funny too, cause like my big brother, right? He kept preaching to me about Floyd. He kept preaching, but I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, he good, whatever. You know, I like what he doing, blah blah blah. And he's like, "Nah, Mike, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Floyd, boy, one of the best defense." You know what I'm saying? He was telling me, and I was just like, It's like, whatever, bro. Like, bro, you don't see Manny Pacquiao, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, chasing people down. You know what I'm saying? Knocking guys out. Like, you know, I like Pacquiao's style. I think that's the only reason why I was more looking at what Pacquiao did positively is because his style was more fan friendly and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I thought his footwork was like awesome, bro. Like the way he would be stutter stepping in, moving around, dancing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? But when he fought Mayweather, man, Mayweather definitely, he made me a believer, bro. Like I couldn't even get mad. It was just like, damn, I thought Pacquiao could do it, but Floyd made that shit look easy. I was in that bit real mad. But it's all good, man. Much respect to Floyd. Much respect to Pacquiao. They both legends, man. They both going out in history. Channel_3 says, yeah, but there was always some kind of catch when you fight Pacquiao, like catch weights. Yeah, true. I mean, you got a point. Let me put some chapstick on, boy. I feel like my lips like whiter than the moon. Chapstick on, boy, real quick. Lips popping right there. Yeah, man, I'm about to probably go fishing in the morning, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go catch some fish with the homies. I ain't doing too much. After Spence handled Porter, if Thurman wins, hopefully he really fights Spence early 2020. Take his belt, and then we get an undisputed showdown with Spence and Crawford. Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. I mean, when Keith Thurman was on that show, what's that show, Speak for Yourself? They pressed him. And they kept pressing him. And they like, yo, are you going to fight Errol Spence? And it was like, you know, he kept trying to go around it. He was like, are you going to fight Errol Spence? And then he kept going around it. He was like, you know, we're going to fight in 2020. So we'll see, man. We'll see if they fight in 2020. I know a lot of times we be... He says, I know because he's scared. He didn't want to fight, not fight anybody, but he don't want to fight those two. And how I put it like that. Oh, okay, true. Renee Box Young says, he says, so how it says, sound like you've been chilling this weekend, Jim, Mike, Big Jim. Yeah, well, I'm probably tomorrow, man. I'm gonna probably go early in the morning. As soon as I get off this live stream, I'm gonna get into bed. But I'm gonna probably go out and try and catch some fish with the homies, man. A couple of my brothers that we working on some projects and stuff together, man, and probably working on another channel with them boys, man. So, you know, we're probably gonna go catch some fish early in the morning and hang out. You know what I'm saying? I probably do that. I haven't went fishing in probably like a year or two, so I'm gonna probably jump out there with them boys. I wanna go to the shooting range tomorrow too, man. If I can squeeze it in, you know. Like I said, I'm building me a rifle, so I just you know, I got a scope on the way. I got what else I got? I just put new Talon grips on it today. And what else? I got some stuff. Yeah, I got some stuff I want to do, man. So I got a big box of ammo I want to go release off at the range tomorrow if we can get finished fishing at a certain time. I'm just kicking it, man. Just trying to have a good time, man. That's all I'm doing. So talking this boxing with y'all, I'm gonna probably have some content tomorrow, maybe. You know, I'm not sure, but if I don't have content, I'll probably just jump back on here with y'all on the live stream, probably about 10 o'clock. So Sean Jones, what's happening with you, man? Appreciate you, bro, for coming through. He said summer hit today. Keep building, Jim. Yeah, man, we're going to keep trying to grow, bro. I know I got to get some more content out, too. He says, for your build, where are you getting your parts? To be totally honest with you, I shop around in a lot of different places. Like, I shop mainly online. You know what I'm saying? I got a decent a decent gun shop kind of near where I live. You know what I'm saying? And I just look for different stuff. Everywhere. It's no specific place. But I want to get me a decent like for my rifle. It's not nothing extravagant, but for my rifle, I'm trying to get like a decent little scope. You know what I'm saying? Like a decent little scope I'm putting on there. I'm gonna put I got a rail on the side. I'm gonna put like a flashlight and stuff. So I'm trying to make it make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? I try to get into the outdoor sports a little bit when I can. He says 2020 will then turn into we'll see. It is so obvious Keith don't want that level of competition against Spence though. Yeah. I mean, I think look, this is what it is. What Keith Thurman to me. As much as I know Keith Thurman understands the danger that comes with fighting Errol Spence, which I know he understands that it's a very dangerous fight. I don't want to sit here and call a man scared. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say he's scared. But what I will say is I think a lot of his ducking is financial ducking. A lot of it. He ducked hard and look what he got. He got a big payday from Pacquiao. So I think a lot of his ducking is payday ducking. And I know we've been ripping Keith Thurman. I know we've been ripping him. But a lot of times we see that where we talk about a person ducking for so long that when the fight actually happens, we got to be ready to make sure that the person was chasing is the one that's winning. You know what I'm saying? You can't be chasing and then end up losing. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I feel like. I know Errol Spence is confident. I know he believes in his abilities, and so do I. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure, when you're doing all that chasing fighters, make sure you're ready to back it up because I know Manny Pacquiao, he chased Floyd Mayweather for a long time, man, and didn't turn out so good for him. Sean Jones said, right on, keep it up. True. Sir Geechee in the building, what's happening with you, bro? He says, don't have any real opinions about this fight, so I'm just lurking for support. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. Your support is always needed, bro. Got the wrench gang in the building, coming through, about to hit somebody upside the head with a wrench. He says, Raven Box Young says, man, I would love to practice shooting. Gun possession is legal in Mexico. Enjoy that freedom. Oh, it's illegal in Mexico. He says, enjoy that freedom in the great U.S. of family. Yeah, man, not only is it a good thing to be able to carry, you know what I'm saying? Carl Poole, what's going on? Much love to you. Not only is it a good thing for me when it comes to being able to have your right to carry and all of that stuff like that, man, I think it's it should be our right. Like, I feel like everybody should have the right. If anybody can carry one, I feel like everybody should be able to carry one. That's just my thoughts, man. So, and I live in Florida too, man. So, we conceal carry over here. I pretty much know everybody I know conceal carry. I know I do. So, it's just real cool, man. It's real cool. I like it. John Doe says, new to the channel, keep up the good work. Appreciate you, man. Much love to you for coming through, bro. I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try, man. It's kind of tedious, coming up with interesting stuff to talk about sometime, man. But we're gonna keep pushing though. We got a lot of fights coming up this year, so we're gonna be pushing. I'll probably do a live stream commentary for the Jermell Charlo fight. I'll probably come in on Sunday and do a live stream. So usually for the big fights or the big name fights, I usually try and go live during the fight and do commentary. But sometimes the fights get so boring that I just be ready to get up off of here, man. I don't be staying too long. But he says New York different on that carry. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and to be totally honest with you, bro, just my personal opinion, Mike, I really don't feel comfortable going to places that I can't carry, bro. Like, you don't understand how uncomfortable that is for me. Both of the last 2 trips that I took, no, not both, excuse me. When I went to Texas the second time, I did have my firearm. When I went to New York, okay, I was very, very uncomfortable. Not that I was scared of anything, because I was just a tourist just visiting. But I don't really like to go in places where I can't carry. legally, because you have people that are carrying illegally, that if they want to do something bad at any given time, then they can do what they want to you because you can't carry. And I feel like that's kind of jacked up to take people's ability to carry. But when I went to Texas the second time, this last Mikey Garcia fight, I didn't have my firearm there either, and I don't like going nowhere without it. The only reason I didn't carry it is because I didn't feel like having a check bag and all that stuff like that. I just wanted to just hurry up, pack, and go quick. But he says I got that brand new AK semi-automatic. What do he say? I'm losing comments here. Oh, it didn't show up on here. All right, I'm gonna have to read it on here. Yeah, that shit didn't even show up. Hey, repost that again, bro, so I can see that. But he says, what do you think of Charlo versus Harrison rematch fallout? I heard, and I don't know if it's true, I heard that Harrison got hurt in sparring. You know what I'm saying? And I think when he got this is what they say. This is the rumor. He got knocked out in sparring, and when he fell during the knockout, he twisted his ankle. I don't have no sources, nothing about it that I can prove is true, but that's just what I heard. You know what I'm saying? And I think it sucks. I wanted to see that rematch because I wanted to see if Charlo is gonna be able to get his belt back, or is he gonna get beat again? But it sucks. I wanted to see it. I felt like that first press conference too, man. That first press conference that they had, I felt like that shit was lit. It would have been a good build up to it. But Square Up says, hey Jim, about to open up a new store. Send me your email so I can send you a free demo shirt. See if you like it. Alright, I got you, fam. Mike Finelli says moral ground is the protection. What you mean, Mike? Moral ground? Like morals, I guess is what you mean? It is, but that's the thing. You can't control what other people do. You know what I'm saying? If I can control what other people do, then what need to carry. But people do crazy stuff all the time, and you just never know. But if everybody can behave themselves, for crying out loud, we all be fine. He says, man, they got great deals online. Put together your guns hella cheap. Yeah, man, hell yeah. I like it too, bro. I got plans to get like 2 more this year. 2 more. I got to get me a shotgun, and I'm gonna get me another probably like a Glock or something like that. Big Jim, what you think about the Zone, man? You think they're gonna be coming up hard in boxing, considering they got Canelo, GGG, Jacobs, Haney? No, not really, man. I think the Zone. I don't really know, man. Like I felt like at one point, I thought the Zone, with the whole streaming stuff, I felt like maybe that could probably be a good idea, but I feel like there's too many people that like certain fighters, and I feel like not everybody on the Zone, not all the fighters on the Zone have like a huge fan base like that. I feel like a lot of times the fan base is what's important. If you have certain fighters that people follow, that's the networks that's going to do very well. Like guys like Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence. Now that you got guys like Andy Ruiz. Who else? You got all of these fighters that a lot of people like and that they want to follow. And I don't feel like, yeah, you got Triple G. You got Canelo. A lot of people follow Canelo. But when it comes to the Zone, like for instance, what was that fight card? The Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, the undercard. That undercard to me was not that great. You know what I'm saying? And then I felt like Katie Taylor. I don't even feel like she won that fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's super lost. And then the other fight, I don't know, man. I I don't know. I feel like the zone could be good, but I don't think as long as Al Heyman is playing chess the way he's playing chess, and Bob Arum is putting on these lopsided shows like he's doing, and psyching out all the casual fans, then. He says, Carl Poole says, I know Porter is your guy. How much of an underdog do you think he is versus Spence? I think he's an underdog, but I don't think he's a big underdog. I don't think he's a big underdog at all. I know Errol Spence is favored. I know he's looks like the more talented fighter. He has more athletic abilities. He looks like the better fighter. But at the end of the day, consider all things considered. Resume, the fact that they're both title holders. They both have, athletic. They both athletically gifted. I really think this fight is very close. It's a very good fight in my personal opinion. Okay, and I know a lot of people. He's gonna run over Porter. I hear it all day long, but I'm sticking to it. That's my story. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think that their styles match up pretty well, and I think it's gonna be a good fight. I don't think Spence Porter is that big. It's not that big of a lopsided fight. Most definitely, Mike Finelli says we can build outside boxing platform on that. Yeah, man. We can talk outside or we can talk here. It don't make a difference to me, to tell you the truth, bro. It is what it is. Square Up says that's the same thing I'm saying about overconfidence on retiring Pacquiao. Saying the same thing. He says, the zone cards have no jazz, really. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the zone cards is that great, man. I don't. And it's like I don't really know how to put my finger on it when it comes to the zone. It's something about it that is just like I don't get hyped. Like woo, yeah, we gotta. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that hypeness, bro. It's just like, all right, got another fight on. Cool. Let's watch it. But. Jake McCormick, what's happening with you, man? Rich Gang in the building. Appreciate you for stopping by. Ray Box Young says Porter is too strong to be run over, though. He says, but we also got to consider Porter being down by AB. Yeah, true. You got a point there, man. But I felt like even with that time he got knocked down, man, I felt like it was somewhat of a flash knockdown. I don't think that he just hit him, and he just got hurt. Like I felt like it was like a bop, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that can happen to anybody. Jake McCormick says the zone is trash. Yeah, I mean some people feel like that. I know when I watch Showtime and Fox, I'll be hyped. Carl Poole says, I love and hate AB at the same time. My thing with Adrian Broner is I think Adrian Broner is a fool. Just being totally honest with you, he's a clown. But at the same time, he's hilarious and he's very entertaining, so that much I can give him. I give him that, I seen him on Instagram. He was holding, what did he say? He was holding a couple $100,000 or something he said. He was dancing with the money in the club, and I'm just looking at like, man, a fool and his money will soon part ways. For sure. The fighters in the main events know who the upcoming champs are off the work through the camps. Oh, yeah, true. All right, Square Up says, I'm in Texas now. Oh, shoot, I'm in Texas now. I was in Vegas. I had to go where I can. All my guns, got about 40 of them. ARs, long range, 50 cal, 40-22, Glock, Smith & Wesson, 500, a bunch more. I love guns that shoot. Yeah, true, man. Much love to you, bro. And, me, like I'm still, you know, in the process of building my collection and stuff like that when it comes to guns. I know we jumping from guns back to boxing, back to guns, but I don't really have a lot yet, you know. But I'm still building. I got a rifle and I got a little small Ruger, but we gonna build. We got it. I traded in my other one too. He says, exactly. I feel the same about the zone. No excitement at all. Caleb Plant will be fighting soon. That will be fun to watch. Yeah, I like Caleb Plant for sure. He fighting some college grad. Plant something special though. Yeah, he is. That boy can fight. I like his style. Like, I like Caleb Plant's boxing style. He moves around well. He's real slick. He got some decent power too, man. So good dude. Square Up said he got that fire. He says I got brand new AK-47 shotgun semi-automatic, some monster. Dang. I know where to come to try and come for some advice. He said guns and boxing, straight up man talk. Yeah, man. You know we gotta keep that masculine energy, dog. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing around. I know a lot of y'all who live in Cary states. I know y'all got that work too. He says, AB, I would never forget the time you humped Madonna and then gave us one of the best rubber leg in boxing history. Yeah, man, for real, bro. I'm talking about Adrian Broner was. That boy had the stanky leg, and he was like, oh man, yeah, he shouldn't have did that though, bro. That was some bad stuff. He said, nope, felon. Who's a felon? You a felon, Jake? Got you. You want to build up a little record, man? Oh man, you got to be more careful. Yeah, man, it pays to you know, to try to stay out of trouble when you can. He says no, one try. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man, but you know, you still can you still can do other stuff. Still a whole lot of other stuff you can do. What he says, Square Up says should have our control. What other people do, just give me all their money, no arguing, no fight, walk night in the bank. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, I heard about that, Renee. He says AB might be fighting some dude in the UK. Yeah, I seen that for sure. He says homeboy sent me with 2 zips of buds to undercover like 6 years. Oh my god, that sucks, bro. I know you was pissed. Yeah, man. Square Up said you gotta break in a semi-automatic, aka it jams a little bit at first, but after about 60 rounds, that ish is beautiful, just lets loose. Oh, a semi-automatic 8K. Okay, true. Yeah, I still gotta break into the big boy rifles, man. I ain't got that far yet, but we gonna get there on that though. You know, I'm building my small rifle. I'm building it. I'm learning how to put everything together. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna upgrade. You know, we're gonna definitely upgrade. Probably an AR or something like that. I have like a little AR training, like a little training 22. You know what I'm saying? I'm hooking that up now. I had what else? I had a few other firearms too. You know what I'm saying? 9mm. Right now I carry a 380. You know what I'm saying? He says, "Yo, Jim, did you hear about the numbers of the Fury Swartz fight? Super low. Gate didn't even hit 1 million, man. Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about it all day. I was listening to some other channels while I was in there cleaning up all that water damage." Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it, man. Like, I mean, the guy was fighting a dude named Tom Schwartz, bro. Like, I don't think too many people knew who he was. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. When it comes to, I don't know, when it comes to ESPN, like top rank to me, their fight cards are just so lopsided to me. You know what I'm saying? The fight cards are just too lopsided. It's like you know exactly who's gonna win. I don't like fights like that. It's too much showcase fights. It's like some of the top ranked fights I don't even really want to watch. Like, I was gonna go to that fight here in Florida. It was a fight here in Kissimmee, and I was going to go to it, but I looked at the tickets and it just wasn't worth it, because it's like I already know who's gonna win when I get there. I'm not finna spend all this money just to go watch a showcase fight. He says, bro, the cops told him they would give him his driver's license back if he snitched. Damn, so he done snitched you out for the driver's license, bro? And you caught a felony? Yeah, man. See, that's why you gotta watch the people you deal with. You know, sometimes it's not your fault. You know, sometimes people cool with you and then they switch it up on you. So I mean, you just never know, man. So you gotta really, keep your circle small and really make sure you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you be very careful how you move and shake, man, because this world is bad. He says $12 million he made for fighting some guy not even in the top 50. Shaking my head, yeah. Yep. I think that was Bob Arum's way of trying to build Tyson Fury in the United States. Trying to get him some exposure over here. So that way whenever they do make, I mean, a lot of times what Bob Arum be doing be so visible. Like, you can just see his plans. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the things that Al Heyman does is not as noticeable, not as visible. But Bob Arum. All right, so you had Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder in the first fight, right? Immediately after we think the rematch is gonna happen, Bob Arum slithers his way in here and signs Tyson Fury. Then after that, they duck the rematch, fight Tom Schwartz for exposure in the United States. Now he felt like, Tyson Fury, on the news, you know what I'm saying? He's very charismatic with the people. He's up there singing, so it's like, okay, he felt like that was a good exposure right there. So, hey, let's fight Deontay Wilder right away. Like, they know damn well they was going to try to fight 2 more fights before Deontay Wilder. And now he gets up in the interview and says he wants that fight immediately. You know what I'm saying? So, he says, hey, I love Tyson Fury, though. His story is amazing. Don't believe me? Google Tyson Fury, 400 pounds. Yeah, no, he got a good story. You know what I'm saying? But Tyson Fury is not... See, when it comes down to my opinion on what happens in boxing, a lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with the fighter per se. Like, it's no doubt in my mind Tyson Fury is probably a good dude, got a very good story. But I'm just talking about how these promoters be moving. How they move about doing things, and I feel like you can see what you can see what Bob Arum is doing. Square Up says, I don't think he's gonna run over Porter, but I think he's gonna beat him up pretty good. Yeah, that might be the case. It's definitely a good chance at that, man. But we'll probably answer a question or two, man. I gotta get up out of here. Y'all know your boy about to go fishing early in the morning, so I can't be up too late. He says, man, Tyson Fury, the first one with the problem. Millions of people with problems, and if you lose your belts out of the if you lose your belts out of the ring, you just as reasonable if you lose them in the ring. So how was he lineal? Big Dose 513, appreciate you for coming through. We just about done here on this live stream though, but he says, bro, that's a fact that Thurman and Pac cherry picked each other. Yeah, they did. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream. They both saw something in each other that they thought. I mean, when you think about it, you know, Thurman, he has been calling out, you know, the Pacquiao and Mayweather's, you know, back in the day, but you can tell this fight was really made because Pacquiao didn't look so good versus Broner either. I mean, he got the win, but he didn't look that good. I mean, you know, they said he was sick too. You know, they said he had the flu or something like that. He was fighting Broner sick. So, you know, I tell you one thing, he definitely looked a hell of a lot better versus Matisse than he did against Broner. But, you know, then again, Broner is a pretty decent fighter. You know, he's definitely a pretty decent fighter. He had a good training camp. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But anyway, Big Dose 513, Jake McCormick, Mike Finelli, Jake. Who else we got in here? Squared Up been in the building. Renee Box Young holding it down. Who else came through? Sir Geechee came through for a minute. To all the brothers and sisters, man, that support the channel, really appreciate y'all for coming through. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Y'all smash the like button on the way out. I'll probably be back with another live stream probably tomorrow. You know, it all depends on how the night shakes down. I'm definitely going to be working with the homies tomorrow. I'm probably doing like a 3-way YouTube channel with them, man. We're going to have some other fun stuff coming too, man. So much love to all y'all. Your boy Get a Mic, this Gym Boxing. I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. Give this video a thumbs up if you can. And I'll be out of here, man. So that's all I got. Peace.